At this stage, we enter into our awards ceremony, where we will give out some special awards, and this would be under the direction of King Shepherd Ray Bradway. A special round of applause for former Minister of Culture, Auntie Joan Williams, and our patriot, Julian. I hand over to him.
Thank you very much, Bishop Jones. And in all things, we have to give thanks. In all things, we have to recognize good work. Under the cover that the reward for good work is more work, not less work. Amen? If you were in church, I say, can I have an amen there? So it is, there are some people who helped the Spiritual Baptist faith during 2016 to make sure that some of the things we wanted to get done. And I had the opportunity to observe them assisting us. And then we will recognize for unselfish service those leaders across the region, including Trinidad and Tobago, who have been doing pioneering work and are with us at this time. And therefore, for this segment, we have invited, and I want you to give them a special, I've invited, you all know the name Auntie Joan? Yes? A living legend in her own right. She just looked in the back there and realized that the whole stage management crew is a crew that she set up in Best Village. So she felt confident that we know what we are doing. So, in terms of the appreciation, and we have two mothers on the stage to assist us. Mother Eli, who is the love of the life of Bishop Kala Eli. And we have Sister Joy Brathwaite, the love of my life. So in terms of appreciation, last year, we had a series of workshops in the National Congress of Spiritual Baptist organizations, and there were some people who give human service. And the first one we want to recognize is Deaconess Dr. Agatha Carrington, who is now Secretary for Health in Tobago. Amen? So the reward for good work is more work. So we want to invite Deaconess Dr. Agatha Carrington to receive her Appreciation Award. A hero or heroine in her own right. Eh? There's a lot of work for the faith. And then we had a brother who had just retired as the head of the public service. And for every one of our workshops, strategic planning, Women's Forum, Bishop's Conclave, Youth Forum, he was very present to assist with the facilitation. And we want to say thank you to Reynold Cooper, and he's a Shakonia Gold Medal holder. Let's welcome Reynold Cooper, former head of the public service and a friend of the Spiritual Baptist. Don't go, stay in the back. And then we had in a very provocative discourse in the Bishop's Conclave, I had the honor of meeting him first time on a radio program discussing my passion. And that passion is about Africa, Africa's history, Africa in the Americas, and all the troubles that we have seen as a result of the transatlantic slave trade. And as a result, we want to appreciate he recently retired from the University of the West Indies as head of the history department. Let us welcome Professor Dr. Claudius Fugas. His mother is one of us. She lives in Mearo. I don't know why he's not in yet. Let's give him a special. And again, I'm saying to him, the reward for good work is more work. Professor, we have a lot of work in store for you. You know, we have a myth about who should be a spiritual Baptist, right? Well, we have a spiritual Baptist who's about to be honored. She lectured in 2 of our workshops, and she is at the University of the West Indies. I first went to Professor Roddock for assistance with the women's program, and she said to me, no, I could give you something better than me. And she sent us Dr. Merritt Ford. Let us welcome Dr. Merritt Ford. And she's a spiritual Baptist. Some of you have not gone on the ground as yet. She has had her own throne of grace. And there's this young man who worked in this project for months and months and worked. And when we were looking for international funding, he did all the work. He's a young genius. Anytime I had a computer challenge, he made it look so easy. He never told me about the ID10T though. You all know what ID10T is? Huh? Not really? IoT? What did I just spell? And a lot of Baptist leaders are in that category. They're saying this is 666, you know, so they want to read the Bible on their handheld. But this young man really, really helped us. He's a young Roman Catholic boy. He wants to become a priest, but he gave human service to this particular project. And not only this project, for all the workshops that we had, he was there making sure that everything went okay. And I want to honor Dario James. He's really Dario Theodore James. Young Dario James. Thank you, Dario. And thank you, Patriarch. No, Auntie Joan. I only said thank you, Patriarch. Before we go, can I invite all the awardees to come forward and take a picture with the Patriarch and Auntie Joan, please? A group photo. And together we give them a round of applause. Thanking them for their support for the things that we are doing, and thanking them for the work that they are doing for the spiritual Baptist faith. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now we want to honor leaders of the faith for their contribution. One of the things that we know is that we have nearly 300 spiritual Baptist churches in Trinidad and Tobago. In the National Congress of Incorporated Baptists, there are 243 churches. When we compare that with other established religions, you could add up a lot of those religions and you won't get the numbers for the spiritual Baptists. And they may say to us that those are small churches. And we may say to them that you have big churches with few people. So we want to honor ecclesiastic head of the Church of the Metaphysics, His Grace Archbishop Patrick Brown. And then coming to us from Canada, based in Toronto, but his root is in St. James the Just in Shogunas. He flew in this morning to be here with us. So he needs a double dose of round of applause for His Grace, Archbishop Ashton Ezra Clark. All those who stayed home, he came. Praise God. That is commitment. Let me say something before you go. One day I got a call from him. He said, King Shepherd, you changed the date? I said, no. He said, well, look, I'm listening to 102.1 here in Toronto, and the announcer is saying May 22nd. Thank him for the offer. He made a good police, he was a real good police. So he listens to everything. Thank you very much, Archbishop. We want to honor, he's the head of one of the old archdioceses in Trinidad. Some of you will know the name Bury Taylor. And he's now the Archbishop of that archdiocese, the National Ecclesiastical. And that is, we want to honor His Grace, Archbishop Frank Garvey. Some of you still say the superintendent. Woo-woo! Very good. And then coming to us from Pity Valley, he is the Archbishop of the Horizon Shouter Baptist Archdiocese, Shouter and Baptist Archdiocese, and he is Archbishop, His Grace Archbishop Terence Gill. He is the Archbishop of the Archdiocese that was once headed by, God bless his soul, former Patriarch Vernon Vaughan. Take your time. We'll wait for you. Take your time. Honor them when we can. Very good. Yes. Another round of applause for the effort. And then we have a lady warrior in the faith, A real warrior. Hails to us from La Hoqueta. She is Her Grace Archbishop Dorothy Hercules. Woo-woo! If this wasn't a musical production, I would have sung I Never Get Weary Yet. Thank you, Mother Dorothy. Thank you very, very, very much. And then, coming in all the way from Vincyland, because you know we had the Shouter Prohibition Ordinance, but St. Vincent had the Shakers Prohibition Ordinance 3 years before us. And we are so happy that Archbishop Johnny Jones saw that this was important enough that he should come to this celebration. And we want to honor him. If anybody wants to deny it, Trinidad was built on the sweat and the blood of Vincentians and Grenadians. We have to respect that. Long time we couldn't say Kariaku, we said Kayaku. You know? He only looks young, you know. But he's hanging in. And then coming to us from Mount Pisgah, Archdiocese. He leads the Archdiocese that was once led by that famous name we call Oba Douglas, Archbishop Oba Douglas. And that Archdiocese, Mount Pisgah, is now led by His Grace, Archbishop Neville Lacey. You like the crawl, eh? Thank you. And then we have with us the spiritual leader of the Levitical Council of Spiritual Baptist Ministers. And he really made a serious effort to come here, and we really must respect that. He is His Grace, Archbishop Alston Wilson. Let's go again. One more time. Give him a... You know, I wrote personal letters to each one of the recipients. And at 11:06 that said night, I had this inspiration to go and check my phone because it was charging. So I left my laptop and I went into my bedroom and I saw this message from Archbishop Dorothy Hercules. And she said to me that our sister Monica Randu was sinking. So I stopped what I was doing and I do what I can do best for people, especially in time of need, and I prayed and went back to do the work. Just to say to you, the very time that message came to me, I was typing Archbishop Monica Randu's letter. And for that reason, we are doing a posthumous recognition for that warrior. And a daughter, Sister Rosalind Haynes, will receive on her behalf. In that category, I'm just going to say that we have a plaque, and we will find a way to do it, to give to Her Grace Archbishop Barbara Gray Burke, His Grace Archbishop Winston Ironside, Her Grace Archbishop Sheila Jordan, His Grace Archbishop Alston Peters, and Worthy Bishop Stephen Wilson. Let us give them a round of applause in their absence, please. And then I want to go to the other level of leadership, and I want to invite first to receive on behalf of His Eminence, Patriarch Ivan Lancaster. He's unable to make it. He sends his apologies. And Bishop Patrick Roberts, who represents him on the Archbishop's Council, will receive on his behalf. Patriarch Ivan Lancaster heads the West Indian United Sacred Order. And in 1947, that archdiocese was granted an act of parliament. In 1949, sorry. During the existence of draconian prohibition ordinance, which was only repealed in 1951. So we knew, and we know, and we'll continue to know, that the Brits knew that they broke their own law for that prohibition ordinance, and we won't leave that alone. He had an injury recently, and he's ailing, and he's unable to make it, but we'll want to recognize him through one of his senior bishops, and we'll ask Bishop Vernon Nathaniel to receive on behalf of His Grace, His Eminence, Deputy Patriarch Amelius Marin, who is the spiritual head of the Triune Shouters Baptist Incorporated. And then finally, we had also invited His Eminence Patriarch John Noel of Grenada, and he was unable to join us. And finally, we like to recognize our own His Eminence, head of the National Congress of Incorporated Spiritual Baptist Organizations of Trinidad and Tobago, Archbishop of the Mount Zion Independent Spiritual Baptist Churches, His Eminence, Patriarch Stephen Julian. You're going to take that bowl, man. You don't have to look like you steal it, man. Don't walk off. May I invite all the... No, bring him back in. May I invite all the awardees to join us on stage for a group photo, please? You have to take him to the front. Okay? Just take him to the front and park him up there. Use the center. You could fit it. Let's give them a special again, please. Thank you very much, Amit. Thank you, all of you for your contribution to the spiritual Baptist faith. Thank you very much for when the going got rough, you toughen up and you make sure things happen. Thank you all very much for being resilient. When others thought that the faith would have died, your resilience kept us alive. And we will continue to celebrate that. And as we move from the back of there to the front of there, God, the author and the finisher, the master of our faith, will make sure that the spiritual Baptist faith is going to be the strongest that it has ever been in the years to come. Don't let all the naysayers tell you otherwise. We have the bestest. You heard me? Did you hear me? We have the bestest faith because God has given us a way to serve Him. Didn't give that to anybody else. And He has given us a way to bring the bridge between what was taken away from us and what we get when we do our fasting. You know the name for it, right? Now, while Auntie Joan leaves the stage, let us especially thank her for responding to the call to duty. And as you clap, and as they go back to their seat, there's a kind of Baptist man in this crowd here. Yes? He knows more about the faith than most of us. He now holds the cherished position of Mayor of San Fernando. He's here with us. Give him a special. The sun is in my eyes, so I cannot see where he is. But he's out there.